Yo, what's up, y'all? Come on in, come on in. Welcome to another episode of Friday Night Live with me, Pastor Frank. I'm so excited that you all could be with me on yet another Friday night, but not just any Friday night, the last Friday of 2023. I don't know about y'all, but I'm definitely excited and grateful to even be alive, right? I'm grateful to have made it to see the end or the completion of a completely new year. What's up, Nidra? What's going on? Come on in, y'all. Do me a favor as y'all coming in, as always. Don't forget to like, don't forget to tag, and don't forget to share this video with some other people. And as I always say, if you really feeling me, talk to me in the chat. And if you're not following me over on YouTube, look up Redwood Community Church. Y'all know the logo, the little RC, and make sure you subscribe and follow me, or especially the church's page, Redwood Community Church over on YouTube. What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? This is the last Friday, y'all. Can y'all believe that? I don't know about y'all, but the fact that you and me are here today is a sign that our God is awesome. Because I don't know about you, but I wasn't perfect all this year. I mean, maybe you were, but I know I wasn't. And so I know that if it wasn't for the grace of God, there would go I, right? And so I always thank God that, I made it to the end of yet another year. And so I'm grateful for everything that he has done, but I'm always looking forward to what God has next. And so I'm excited. I'm not going to hold us on tonight. As always, tonight, you all, we are going to be talking about waiting on God, right? And I just want to share from my heart a little bit because I think you all, and I got to be honest and I got to be transparent because of all growing up. I'm a church kid, right? And growing up in church, you always hear certain things. What's up, Nicole? You always hear certain phrases. And as I got older, I began to realize that some of those sayings and some of those quotables that we have heard or we have always heard, it's not always practical, right? It's just a nice little saying. And so one of the biggest things I can say for myself is that growing up, when I've always heard that phrase, wait on God, if you just wait on the Lord, and be of good courage, right? When I heard those types of sayings and phrases, when I became a young adult, and life began to life. When it seemed like, every time I try to go left, I get something makes me go right. Whenever I want to go right, something makes me go left. And it just seemed like, I couldn't win for lose. And I just couldn't figure out, why things always seem to be, not going the way that I thought that it should go or the way that I planned it to go. And in the back of my mind, I always said to myself, but I'm waiting on the Lord. And then as I got older and began to mature, I began to realize that waiting on the Lord didn't necessarily mean that you just sit there like twiddling your thumbs like any day now. God is going to open up a window and pour out a blessing. What's up, Miss Sharon? That's not exactly what that means, right? Yes, waiting on the Lord does mean that you wait for God to make the next move. But guess what? While we're waiting for God to make the next move, while we're waiting, watch this, for God to even give us the next instruction, what should we be doing while we're waiting on God? We should be in preparation. But what do you mean we should be in preparation? What are we preparing for? We're preparing for whatever the last thing that God said that we ain't completed. Okay, let me give you an example. There's some of us right now that's under the sound of my voice. You may feel like God has called me to the nations. God has called me to go to other countries and all of these other things. But let's be real practical. Why are you waiting for God to set you up to go to other nations? Do you got a passport? Now, this is not meant to throw any shade. I'm just simply pointing out the fact of how can God use you if God happens to open up a door on tomorrow for you to go and minister in another country? How could you go if you don't have a passport? That's practical. That ain't spiritual. And I would almost dare to say that it's not spiritual until it becomes practical. Your spiritual can't be spiritual until it becomes practical. Why? Because the practical should be the manifestation of the spiritual. I don't want to get too deep, but y'all get where I'm going with this, right? So as we close out 2023, you all, I want us to remember, for some of us, we may feel like we have, I'm just saying, a passport. It's really that simple. God is broadening my territory. How? If he wanted to. Now, granted, God can do anything. But let's be practical. He can't send you if you don't prepare. If God called you to start a business, yes, God is going to give you the idea. But you got to do the work. You got to flush out the details. Right? If God called you to write a book, he's not going, now he'll give you the story, but guess what? You literally have to be the one to sit down to come up with the concept that he may download to you, write it out, flush it out. Listen, you may not be the best business person in the world. So guess what? That means you may have to research other people who can help you write the book. You may have to research other people that can help you fulfill the promise that God has given you. And guess what God will do? God will give you all of the things you need. He will connect you to the right people. But if you're not even prepared to receive or work with the people that God may send your way, you're not really waiting, right? For those of us that's single and want to be married, single and ready to mingle, you can sit at home if you want to. I guarantee you, the Lord ain't gonna have no man just knock on your bedroom door. And if he does, that's if a man knocks on your bedroom door while you just sit at home waiting, 9 times out of 10, that ain't God. But yeah, I get what I'm saying, right? Waiting on the Lord means you need to get yourself together. Those who desire to be married, and that goes for men and women, right? Oh, you've been praying for God to send you your Boaz. I want to say something else, but I'm gonna keep it where it is. But I'm just saying, you waiting for your Boaz. But while you're waiting for your Boaz, right? You waiting for that guy to come and to be all the things that you know that you're looking for and you've been praying for. But here's the question: have you been preparing? Have you been dealing with you so that you can? Because guess what? Just as you have been praying for that man has been praying for a woman. So the question is, while you wait for that man to show up, when that man finds you, will you be what he was looking for? Have you worked on yourself to prepare yourself to be a wife? Ooh. Fellas, have we prepared ourselves to be a husband? Waiting on God is not simply sitting down twiddling our thumbs. It means that we are working on ourselves in anticipation, in expectation for God to do whatever he has already said. But it's our job to make ourselves available to him. I'm just saying. Why am I saying this now? This is the last Friday of the year. Whatever didn't go well, whatever didn't go right, whatever our expectations were for 2023, 2023 is behind us. 2024 is knocking on the door. And so as we are waiting on God to fulfill his part, I want to encourage us and remind us that as we're walking into 2024, we got to be ready, y'all. We got to be prepared so that we can wait on the Lord and be of good courage, right? Because God has so many things planned and prepared for us. But the truth be told, part of the reason that God probably ain't answered some of our prayers, because we haven't been ready. And God knows that if he were to give us or bless us with some of the things that we've asked for, if he was to bless us with some of the things that he desired, we'll simply drop the ball and fumble it. Let's be honest. For some of us, that's divorced. That's why we divorced. Hello, somebody. Ouch. So you are, as we get ready to go into this weekend, this last weekend of 2023. Yes, I want us to have a good time. I want us to really enjoy and celebrate all that God has done, all that God is going to do. But as we're waiting on God, I want us to be not just sitting, waiting, twiddling our thumbs. I want us to be sitting and waiting in preparation for how God is going to use us or what God may plan to do through us to be a blessing to someone else, whether it's your husband, your future wife, whomever it may be, right? Listen, that's all I got for y'all on today. I gotta get ready to get up out of here so we can kick off our weekend. If I don't see y'all again before the weekend ends, listen, I love y'all. There's nothing you can do about it. I pray that each and every one of you has a very happy holidays and merry new year. Happy new year if I don't see you all before next week. But listen, we will be back on next Friday Night Live as we will be talking about. Hold on, I gotta look at my notes because I was I remember now because I remember when I was taking my note down. I was like, how do we end it? We ending it talking about waiting on God. How do we begin the first Friday of 2024? And so next week, y'all, next week we will be talking about, watch this, preparing for next. I'm not gonna leave us hanging. Y'all know that. I love y'all too much for that, right? So while we're talking about it, as we reflect on everything that we may have done or may not have done, and how we can improve and what we can do to prepare for next. Next week we're gonna be talking about preparing for next. And as a matter of fact, I got a couple of books that I'm gonna suggest that we and encourage us to read. I'll mention them next week. And to encourage us to even help us. Because for some of us, it's like, yeah, as we talk about preparing for next and all of those big things, sometimes we need something practical, like a book to read that may give us step to step guidelines or an outline, right? And so, yeah, let's get ready, y'all. Every year we shouldn't have to clean the slate. Every year we shouldn't have to cut a lot of people off. Because guess what? If every year we got to hit now, granted, you do have to take a pause, and check things out. But if every year we got to wipe the slate clean, the issue just might be us, right? And maybe and for some of the stuff that we've been waiting for, we've been waiting way before 2023. For some of us, we've been waiting way longer than a year or two. It's time to stop just sitting waiting. It's time for us to prepare for what's next. God has big things in store for us. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited. I want him to use me. I want him to use you. But most importantly, I want him to be pleased with us. All right. Listen, I love y'all. I got to get out of here. Peace out. I will see y'all next Friday, Lord willing. As my mom would say, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. That's an old saying. We'll talk about that later. Peace out.